Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. Happy, happy, happy Friday. Oh, how are you today? How you feeling? And if it's the evening, tonight, I hope you had a good day. I hope you're closing down your space with gratitude and the enjoyment that you had another day on the planet. What a blessing, right? However that showed up, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. Um, you know, at any point in time in our lives, right, we go through things. Um, we might feel a little off center, or we might feel a little bit stressed. Maybe we're having a dark night of the soul, whatever that is. But I think that we get this in our mind that that we need to be centered all the time. Well, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing that we can, through meditation and through discipline of our actions and our thoughts, we can achieve. But that is a process. And sometimes it's a lifelong, or if you believe in reincarnation, many lifetime processes. But I think it's very important to notice what's happening when you are feeling a little off center, right? It's a gift. It's a gift. Notice what's happening around you. Notice what sort of things the universe is bringing into your awareness for you to experience. I wonder too, how many times when you are feeling centered, you actually are aware of that enough to go, wow, and recognize that feeling so much and make it such a personal companion that you can visit that and bring that in when you are feeling off center. In the Hindu practice, in Kriya, the breathing and the meditation, it's a beautiful centering exercise. But typically you do that, in the morning and at night. And once you get really adept at it, you can do that anywhere, right? But I think there's something the Buddhists call this, mindful meditation, like mindful walking. Being aware of what you're saying, what you're doing, when you're doing it. Not letting your mind run rampant, and here's the thing I really, really, really want to stress: not judging the experience. When you don't judge the experience, you can allow it to be whatever it is, and learn something from it, take something from it. And even if it's uncomfortable, you can enjoy that, say, wow, this was really helpful. I'm just noticing that this is happening, and this is incredibly helpful for me. When we set up being centered as the end all of everything, we forget how valuable the process is in the places in between. Right? And oh boy, think about this. Think about when you have felt really bad, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Really bad. And how you can describe that, and how you often describe that to others as well as yourself, like, oh, I feel so bad today. I'm so down, or whatever. And you are a playwright, you are a novelist when it comes to description of those moments. But how much attention do you bring to when you do feel centered? You say, oh, I'm feeling really good today, or those sorts of things, but you kind of leave it alone. Now notice this, because when you feel centered, when you are centered, you don't have any real need to go out and describe it, do you? You're just like, I'm really good. And it's something, in some ways, you just kind of want to keep inside for yourself, probably because you can't really express that to others. But also, it's like you're just holding that in your own core of your being, and just sitting with that and appreciating it. Notice the difference between the two. when you are speaking your dis-ease, you are, you are spreading the germs. You are spreading the germs of your dis-ease, whatever that is. And not that you shouldn't seek counsel, or no, that you shouldn't, talk to a friend, those sorts of things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, sometimes when we're experiencing those things, it becomes such a running commentary of our lives. We could like hail a stranger, hey, you know what? I'm having a really bad day. Well, this happened and that happened, and you're looking for someone or something to deflect the spirit experience off of. But if you will hold that in peace, like you hold your center, pretty soon all things come back to center. Even when you're in incredible physical pain, this is, some days are worse than others, but, I told you about my intestinal things, and that most days that since I've been 16, and next month I'll be 50, I can't really remember very many days without some sort of physical pain. Now, I had a little talk with the universe the other day and said, the whole eye thing that happened, now, as soon as I can let this go on that same level, I know that I'm going to experience that. But just because that I have this background noise called pain doesn't mean that I have to be distracted. So most people would never even know that I actually have a pretty high pain experience most of the time, not because I've become immune to it, but because I've decided it's background noise, right? And I often say to myself, well, what can I learn from that, and bring myself back to that place. But I don't typically have to share all of that disease and spread the germs of that pain. So, and the only reason why I'm telling you is so that you can, like today, my pain level is quite high. I would say, I've been told I have a high tolerance for pain. So, but you probably can't see that in my face, and you're definitely, except for me telling you, you're not hearing it, so you wouldn't know. Right? Because what is the point of sharing that with anyone? When we voice the things like that, we give it front row and center in our lives. We say, I'm incapacitated, I can't move ahead, this thing has got to have my full attention. And you know what? When you do that, it does. And until you decide it to let it run its course, or you run the course with it, it's going to take front row and center of your life. So when we speak words come out and they create real things in our lives. Big structures, whether there's things that we can be seeing or not, but they are energetic forces that come out and build these structures in our lives, and they become roadblocks to us. So watch the words you speak. Be aware of the words you speak, because they are your building blocks of your creative experience. Everything that you speak becomes can become monolithic in your life. Now, if you can start to monitor your words and be more thoughtful with your words, which changes your experience, you can then start to really experience how to be thoughtful with your thoughts. Thoughtful with your thoughts. How you can notice your thoughts, because you have a thought, it creates the words, and then you have the experience. So at this point, you might just be concentrating on the words, like, think before you speak. Do I really need to speak that out into the universe? Do I really need to give that life? Because here's what you notice. I would say probably most often. The moment you speak something out into the universe, say it's an experience you're having, like, I'm having, a very clumsy day, or I'm having this or that. Once you speak that, what do you notice? You're like, your day just gets more and more clumsy, doesn't it? Or, it gets darker and darker, whatever it is. And so I'm not saying you have to go, oh, I'm having a light-filled day, when you're not. right? But just choose what you want to share out there in the universe. And remember, we were talking about this in class tonight. We were talking about prayer with the ministerial class, and how what we ask for, even if we say it harms none, because we don't we want to harm none. Our actions are not are not without consequences. Okay, you know, everything that happens in the universe, when a prayer is answered, it not only affects you, it affects everyone else. C.S. Lewis, the book we're using, Letters to Malcolm on prayers and other things, he talks about, it's just like feeding the birds. He took the birds out, or took the bread out to feed the birds, and as a consequence, the rats came up, and the rats got the meal too. Well, was his intention to go and feed the rats? No. Not that it was a problem, but was the intention to feed the rats? No, it was to feed the birds. But every action, has other consequences. Things don't happen in a vacuum. It's not just you that things are happening for. They're happening for everyone. So because of that, your words, you are an author, right? And when you speak the words out, people are reading your authorial book. So are you going to be a conscious creator and author the book that really brings, light into the world? Or are you going to spew out things that has the energetic consequence to affect a lot of people? For example, if you are in a workplace, if you're working and you're in a workplace, you have probably heard the scenario. So someone comes in to work and they've been sick or something. They said, oh, I've had the flu or I've had this cold. And then all of a sudden, what? All these people that gather around. And then they're having this little circle and they're saying, oh, yeah, I know so-and-so, they had it last week, and it's really going around, and it's just affecting everybody. And you start to sit there, and after a while, you're not feeling so well. The question becomes, is it germs, or is it all the word germs that they've put out there? So, what sort of author do you want to be in the world for your own book and for the book that you share energetically with everyone else? That doesn't make you wrong if this is something, that has been happening. Please don't hear that. Please don't take it like that. That's, I try to do these videos. It's just kind of to share with you some of the other options, some things to think about, right? So you don't have to feel bad for anything that's happened or that continues to happen. That also is an experience. Just notice for yourself, right? Before you speak, if what you are going to speak is going to be negative or in any way defamatory to yourself, any of those things, here's what I urge you: before that germ rolls off of your tongue and into the world of consequences, take a breath and ask yourself this: is that something that I really need to say? Because as you work this, you'll come to this place, you'll be like, is that something I really need to think? And you'll be like, well, no, it's not. So anyway, wow, Friday. What a wonderful opportunity. And I hear, at least in Salem, it's going to be quite warm this weekend. So enjoy the weather, however that appears. And enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend. And I will see you on Monday. So 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. Those are words worth speaking into the world. And here's some more. And I love you. Thank you and have a blessed day.